Okay, all right. So today we are bringing you a very interesting topic. Okay, be a magnet to to the let me see to the top talents. Okay, how to attract the professional talents to a company. All right, just give me a minute. Okay, so maybe before we begin, I would like to do a quick survey. Okay, so have your companies ever faced difficulty in attracting talents? Okay, either you are a company owner or maybe you are a company top management. So have your companies ever faced difficulty in attracting talents? If the answer is no, then you can just type A in the comment box. If yes, then you can type a B in the comment box. All right. So today, okay, we have invited MCM CMO, Mr. Roy Ong, to share with us on this very interesting topic. Roy, are you here?
Hi, Arthur.
Wow, Roy, just
hi.
Play the video, It's so fast, 700 already, Chinese we say 不知不觉Yeah, for those friends.
Thank you. We also have a lot of friends in the Facebook actually supporting us as well. Thanks.
Yes. Okay, today actually is a very interesting topic, Roy. When I see this topic, it just comes to my mind. I still remember when I just graduated not long ago when that time during our time when we look for a job the only thing that we may think of is the pay, how much they can pay us. But when I look at this, it just comes to my mind that maybe in this era, there are many other factors that can attract the talents to join a company, other than the money, the salary they are going to get. So I think today will be a very interesting topic. Okay, so I think tonight Roy is going to give us a lot of the factors that affect the talents to join a company. Okay, so without further ado, Roy, I'll pass the time to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Arthur, for the short introduction as well. Of course, today the topic itself is actually for me it's quite interesting because I have some experience dealing with. I was employed by quite a different companies. In a Japan company, I worked in a US company before. I worked in the Europe company before. Even me myself, I actually witnessed. No matter how big is a company, this is always one of $1 million question that people ask: how to actually attract the good talent. And different culture have a different way of doing it. And especially when I actually have been in MCM, actually I see even more of a different company, how they actually attract the talents. That's why just now Arthur actually asked this question, whether you have faced any difficulties in attracting the talent. I'm the first one actually I reply, I say yes, definitely. If I say today, I say that it's simple for you to attract the talents, I don't think is reflecting the real case, because even in the corporate world, like the big giants, like MNCs or even the international company, they are always facing how to fight against each other. And different level of a company, they also face a different kind of challenges. Also, maybe some of you think that I'm Facebook, so it's easier for me as a Facebook to actually get the talent. If I'm the Google, even the Google, because I'm the big name, I can actually attract the talent. But actually, to be truthfully say, actually it's not true, because they also have their own challenges. Not only about the money itself, but there's a lot of things. So maybe let me ask you a question in the Facebook room. We have quite a numbers of friends, we have participants around different platforms. So I'd like to ask you, in your mind, actually, what is the thing that you think will actually attract you most? Of course, I know definitely you will say that the money is one of the main thing, but what else what is the other thing that you think that is very important for you to consider? Some says that 事少钱多离家近 means that the task is easy task. I need to stay near to the office, and then money have to be a lot. Then I will actually take up the job, right? And actually, in fact, that according to a lots of a survey out there, even a HR will agree with this. Actually, monetary rewards, of course, is always ranking as top 3. But actually, there's still a lot of other things that people will talk about. Just give you an example. Let me see. Okay, Karen says that great working environment. That's great because my number 5 is actually the great working environment. And some people says that opportunities to travel. Don't you hear me right? Actually, some of the people, because of this company have the opportunity for them to travel, then they actually take up the job, even that the salary is not really good. And some says that we have a good remuneration or good package or good benefits from the company because of the MNC company, then I will take up the job. And some says that good job advertisement. When I hear this, I say that how come advertisement plays an important role? Then I read further, the research says that actually a lot of the people who take up the interview is just because is the marketing department of a company is too good to actually portray that the company is so good. That's why they actually enroll. So all this actually is something is right now happening in the market right now. But today I'm not talking about all this kind of thing. This is just a preliminary thing that people talk about, because I don't think this is important thing. But there are actually a lot more of a thing that we would like to discuss now. The title itself is be a magnet to the top talent. So I do not think that the good package opportunities to travel is a good magnet, because it's just a magnet, but it's not really the good magnet. But there are a lot of other factors which I summarize these 5, which my side personally, I actually experienced it myself. Even I talk to my business partner when I actually go through those stories behind why the people actually join this company. Actually, I summarize these 5 categories, which I call it the camel magnet. Of course, the camel means that the first capital of each element, I actually combine it together, so it's easy for you to remember all these 5. But I have to emphasize this. It's not easy. It's not easy for you to implement these 5 magnets, but you still have to put a lot of effort to get yourself prepared before you implement all this to actually attract the people to come to join you. And of course, this is applied to most of the startup, because MNC have their own strategy already. Because MNC, they have more than enough resources to attract the talents. But how about those companies, small company? I don't have money, I don't have resources. My company is just a one-man show. And if I want to attract the talents to join me, it seems like so difficult. But later I will give you a few case study to show that it's not really true. If let's say you really know how to actually control it, or maybe actually deliver your message or your company's kind of a message, then these 5 elements will be playing a very important role in attracting the top talents. Okay? Of course, before I start, I need to also still have to have a disclaimer. When you implement these 5 category of things, 5 elements, you still have to get yourself prepared first, the prerequisite condition of the company. If let's say your company is nothing, you have nothing, you don't even have an idea what you are doing, and then you say that we want to actually implement these 5 elements, that is nonsense. Nothing can help you. So you have to actually get yourself prepared first before you implement the strategy. So what is the prerequisite? The prerequisite is just like a university. When you want to actually attend one course, degree course, you have to get yourself prepared before you enter into that course. So that is called prerequisite. And in the market, actually there's a few things that you have to actually ask yourself, and make sure yourself have a solid information, or solid enough for you to deliver your message to the talents. then only you can actually implement the 5 categories. So this is the slide itself, and you can see that in the between is the interview. Interview is just a bridge for the talents to actually come to your company, correct? But many of us will think that interview is the company actually interview the talents, but actually it's not true at all, because interview itself is to make company and the talents know each other more, and the prerequisite, how you can let the talents know your prerequisite, whether you qualify for them to join you or not, right? Correct or not? So during the interview, it's not about what company wants to know, is about what company and talents know each other. So of course you can ask a lot of questions to understand the talents, but you have to deliver this message. This message is the prerequisite for the talents to join your company. It's very simple. And the 5 prerequisites that normally I will see commonly people will actually use is the vision and mission, and the reputation, because reputation means that sometimes when the talents come in, they actually don't even know who are you, right? Correct. Sometimes they actually just simply apply, they don't know about you. So you have to talk about the vision. Other than that, you have to talk about the reputation. How good is your company? But if let's say you're a startup, the reputation itself is not about your product, it's not about your service or maybe the company, but it's about the founder. So the founders also have the reputation for them to deliver to the talents, and also the corporate governance. Some new company, we may say that it's still new for us to talk about the corporate governance, but you can start to talk about the framework, how the company is going to talk about. And also the last thing is trustable, whether this company is trustable or not, whether the founders is trustable or not. So that is a prerequisite. You have to make sure you know how to actually answer when the talents, they might ask, what is my career path, whether I can actually trust you or not, or trust the company or not. All this kind of information you have to deliver to the talents. Of course, when you see this interview, but actually many times you will see that not only interview you can deliver that kind of a prerequisite, but you also have to actually deliver it publicly to every one of you surrounding you. For example, the founders, you can actually talk about the company's vision and mission, or you can actually show that you are trustable. You have to actually practice it, not, of course, not talk about it only, but you have to walk the talk, so that when people actually see that this company is founded by you, who is really trustable, they will start to actually spread out about something about your company by word of mouth. Then you will actually start to attract the talents. So this one actually happen all the time. It's not something new, but a lot of the talents actually, because of this, you will be surprised that some of the talent, even your company is small, they will come to actually look for you and ask you whether they can actually partner with you. Remember the word partner, because we are not talking about the employment, we are not talking about just pay for the salary so that they can join you. It's about the partnership, because some of the talents, they are more willing to actually share their resources with you, or maybe give you their service just because they trust you, even though you are the new company. Because of the founder, they can actually join this. Okay, so I just lay a foundation to start my topic for today. Is what is the 5 elements that we are going to talk about, the CAMEL. Okay, of course, the tip number 1 is mission. The mission is to know your work is to help others and the society. So you always have to actually start with something, the mission. Then you actually attract the right people. So many times we'll see that some of the people will say that, okay, I want to get these talents to actually join me, but my company is so new, I still don't have a revenue yet. If let's say I want to actually pay for the talents, then it will be very burden to my company. So that's a common thing that entrepreneurs will think about. But actually you'll see that there's so many examples in the market, not only overseas, but actually even in Malaysia, we also see that sometimes your mission actually can attract those like-minded people to actually partner with you. And during this partnership, of course, maybe you are not sharing the salary or maybe the monetary rewards to them, but you are actually sharing the benefits of a company to grow together. If let's say the company achieves certain level, then we can actually share the benefits together. So that is a first thing that I always actually talk about it. That is come to my mind with my business partner, with the people who are actually out there. Actually, they use this method to actually gather the partners, the right partners to actually work out on the mission that they are actually working out together. Like for example, if today you are actually in the medical industry, so you would like to actually talk about the mission, how to actually create an affordable service, or maybe effective in a certain field, or maybe you will talk about the painless solution for certain group of people who really needs it. Or maybe you can actually talk about the safetiness of a certain new technology to solve a certain disease in the market. So when you keep on talking about this, you actually attract some of the people who also have a like-minded kind of talents with you, who actually maybe all this while they also think of this problem. They feel I'm pity with this group of people. If today I can contribute something to this group of people, I will. And this group of people, normally you see that they have the cost larger than the monetary rewards. They want to do something rather than want to get the money. So this is the first thing. Like, or even I can give you another example, like e-commerce. In the e-commerce industry, you'll see that some people will talk about, I want to create something that can actually make the merchant do business effortlessly, or maybe can easily profitable in the right way, or maybe can solve the issue of actually making the advertisement to the market so that they can actually get the higher returns because of advertisement. Or maybe they are talking about the e-commerce that they can become easily scalable. So it will attract those talents who also have the same thinking that, yeah, this is something that I want, but I also don't have a solution. But I buy your idea. Maybe I can come forward and talk to you. Okay, so you may see that it sounds very simple, right? But actually that is one very famous case study, not case study, but it's already happened. I believe that every one of you heard about the Alibaba. Those of you who heard about Alibaba before, can you type in the comment there, Alibaba, Alibaba. If you know Alibaba, you just type Alibaba. All right, let me see that. I think most of you actually know about this company. Is of course from China. If you know how they start up the company, yeah, I see that someone typed Alibaba already. You know the people, how the story goes actually is Alibaba, the founders Jack Ma. Jack Ma, during that time, he actually started the company very early, before 1999, they start the company. But during that time, they are actually doing the yellow pages only. But they've noticed that a lot of business owner actually during that time actually doesn't really make profit. Most of the B2B actually they have to rely on the yellow pages, China yellow pages to make profit. But he have the vision to actually do the e-commerce. But e-commerce during that time is so new that no one actually understand it. So he start to actually talk to a lot of people who believe in the e-commerce, but the problem is in the whole China, not many people actually understand e-commerce. But in one occasion, he talked to his one guy called Joseph Tsai Chongxing. Anyone of you heard about Tsai Chongxing before? Joseph Tsai. So this Joseph Tsai is actually somebody in US. He is the investment directors in the Investor AB, which is the very famous financial institution. And then this guy actually buy his idea. He think that Alibaba, the Jack Ma, is really have the patience in this idea. So he decided to partner with him. He is a talent, very difficult to get kind of talent that during that time. He actually joined him, and you know what? The salary that Alibaba actually paid to him is only lesser than $500. But during that time when he actually joined Alibaba, his salary when he was in the financial institution is per year annual income is more than $5 million. So what makes this guy want to join Alibaba during that time? Please remember, Alibaba during that time, they have nothing. They don't have a business plan. They don't have anything. They just want to do the Alibaba and Jack Ma have a passion, then he actually attracted this guy. Of course, they have some structure kind of a thing. They want to do the business, and so they share some of a share to the Joseph Chai. So what makes the Joseph Chai want to join this? After a certain time, Alibaba becomes successful. People interview Joseph Chai Chong-sing. He asked, why you want to join? During that time, you have already earned so huge amount of income, and your income itself can actually buy several companies of Alibaba during that time. But you join this company and then you don't see anything, because Chai Chong-sing says that he believed that e-commerce will be one of the very huge business in China. And I see that no one in the market believe in e-commerce, but Jack Ma is the only one. You see the passion, you see that he believes in the Alibaba, and he actually have the capability to do it. Just because of a simple thing is the mission. Because Alibaba during that time, he told Joseph Chai that why he want to set up the Alibaba is because he believed that Alibaba can help all the merchants to use the e-commerce to expand their business. And they say one thing that attracted Joseph Chai is he want to make all the business. No business is difficult to do in China. I think all of you actually heard about this. But during that time, it actually attracted the Joseph Chai. Because of Joseph Chai actually get the first investment from the Goldman Sachs from US is a $5 million. And because of this funding, they grow tremendously well. And the second investment, actually, Chai Chong-sing actually get from Masayoshi Son, the SoftBank. So from there, they actually get flagged. And then during 2003 SARS, they actually do even better because e-commerce actually captured a lot of the market during that time. So there's a story behind how actually Alibaba during that time is a nobody, but they still can attract the people to actually partner with them to actually grow. So this is a very famous story that I can tell you. The mission itself can be very, very powerful. But of course, you have to talk to the right person. You yourself have to understand what is your mission, and you can see through the talent and know what they need. And of course, maybe I would not want to talk about this topic too long because I have another 4, but I need to talk about this also, which I found it very interesting because in another interview, some people asked Chai Chong-sing, why you don't want to start your own business? Why you don't want to start your own e-commerce? Because you also quite familiar with e-commerce in US because during that time he worked in US. So you can actually easily start another company that run the e-commerce, then you'll become richer. You can actually own the company fully by your own. Chai Chong-sing actually answered this. It says that I'm very good in getting the financial, the funding. I'm very good in actually designing the corporate structure. I'm very good in legal, but I'm not good in running a business. So when I actually come back to China and I know this young man, I think that we are a very good partner. So for when you think that your company is focusing on something that you think that this will be very in the future, very potential, very prospective, then you can actually have this as your MasterCard to actually attract a lot of good talents to actually join you. All right. So the second thing is the challenge. Wow. When we talk about the challenge, people don't like challenge, right? But in contrast to the traditional thinking, you know that those people who are actually the strong person, the strong leader, they like challenge. They actually would not want to actually take up the job that of course, if you become the employee, you actually don't want the challenge. But if those people who are really very committed to their career path, or maybe they are strong in their belief that they can actually create something in the market, then they will take this challenge as one of their motivation to actually excel. So this opportunity to take on the challenging assignments and the growth from them is quite common in the market. You will always hear something like this. I have been in this industry for a very long time, but I don't know what else that I can do. But actually, there's something the seed hide beneath themselves. After 30 years old, after 40 years old, you'll see that they start to think of, I want to do something which is meaningful, more challenging, and can have something impact in the market. So I want to actually look for that. But me myself, I want to actually do it myself. Maybe I have to restart again. I don't have the what you call the 冲劲 something that motivate him to do further. But I already have the resources. I have the experience in me. So if let's say I can actually partner with someone who actually can do it, then I will do it. But the problem is most of this group of people, they won't actually proactively look for the opportunity. They will actually stay with their industry for a long time, but they want to do something. They want to create something. They want to challenge they themselves, but they don't have action. So this group of people, you need to always trigger them. You need to actually challenge them. You need to always inspire them to say, aha, if let's say my talents or my resources or my capability can help you, then I think this is something like the perfect match that I can actually partner with you actually to create something. Even you didn't hear me wrong, even you don't pay me. And this also happen, of course, if you don't pay them, of course, when this business or this project actually turns out to be very successful, I want to be part of it. I want to be part of this project. Of course, you have to actually compensate them with something else, but definitely not the monetary. That's why I say that today's the topic is you can attract the best professionals or best talent without little capital, with little capital or with no capital. Okay, I'll give you another example here. All right, and this example, I believe some of you actually may hear before, is about the CEO of the Pepsi's who actually joined Apple, and during that time actually is 1983. Who was Pepsi of CEO John Sculley. And John Sculley, during that time, he's working in the Pepsi. The Pepsi during that time is already 85 years old giant in the beverage industry. Everyone knows about the Pepsi. But during that time, Apple was founded in 1976. During that time, is only 6 years old, or maybe 7 years only. How can a 6 years old company or 7 years company can get the giant, the CEO of that giant to actually join this company? And bear in mind that during that time they are just growing only. They are not really doing pretty well, but they're doing okay. They are doing good. So what Steve told this Sculley, the CEO of Pepsi, Sculley, is he says that he just tell him one sentence, one statement. He says that, do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come with me to change the world? Steve Jobs famously actually said this. And of course, during that time, whatever he enjoyed in the Pepsi is definitely cannot compete with what he gets in Apple. But it disturbed him. It disturbed Sculley, and Sculley actually, because of this, keep on thinking, keep on asking other people about the whether he would want to actually join Apple or not. He even actually inspired by Microsoft, Bill Gates, because Bill Gates also shared the same aspiration to actually change the world. Because of that, he told Steve Jobs, okay, I want to join you. I want to actually do something to my rest of my career, so that I can change the world. I can actually contribute something and make a dent to the world. So because of this, actually he acquired Apple actually get this CEO on board, and Jobs chose this executive, of course, to lead the company to be profitably, because of the company's profitability, into one of his most powerful period. So this is also one of the very famous story, that the challenge itself not necessarily is the setbacks for your company. You may face the challenges, but if let's say there is a larger value behind the challenges, you always can use these challenges to actually attract more of the talents to join you. All right. The third one is learn about the opportunity to evolve and be challenged through the experience. Of course, just now the two tips you say is too big for me. I can't actually handle that kind of people. Yeah, they are somebody already. So I don't have the confidence to talk to them. But the third tip actually is so simple that you can see everywhere. A lot of talents in the market, they want to actually learn something because you are doing something that they agree with. They want to actually be part of your journey. They want to actually learn from you as well. So you yourself have to actually make sure that you yourself also growing. You really know what you are doing, and you can actually contribute. You can actually grow and groom this group of people who they themselves might not be somebody now, but they have the potential talent. You want to attract them. You have to actually give them the light that they believe you can actually guide them. So this is another example. In the US, there is one company called Hugh Holiday, which is one of a giant in the advertisement industry. And the CEO, which is Karen Kaplan, was actually previously just a receptionist. The first job is just a receptionist, and during the first job, the Karen was talking to her senior, and her senior is also a senior receptionist. And this senior receptionist told her that our position here actually is the lowest of the lowest. You even lower than the guy in the mail room. So during that time, she says that no matter how low is my position, I want to learn. I want to actually grow myself regardless of what my position. I want to actually do something that I'm interested. So during that time, he started to learn. Initially, he planned to go to the law school, but later she found out that she prefer advertisement company. So she want to actually start learning the advertisement industry. So she looked for the company who is doing the advertisement. Then she joined this company during that time in this company. And the position open up is just a secretary only. It's nothing special, nothing big, but she know that she can actually grow in this company. And after she jumped into this opportunity, she was not quite qualified. She really learned a lot during that time, but she grew from the junior level to senior level to management level to the advertisement management level, account management level. He learned almost everything in the company. And later 2013, after many years later, she was appointed as a CEO. So when you want to actually attract the talents, don't actually have this mistake that this is young people, this is the intern who are working in our company only. Maybe the pay is very low, but it's just an intern only. But you yourself as an entrepreneur, you have the eye to see through a talent. You have to know that whether this guy is a talent or not. The attitude itself, or the way whether they want to learn, or whether they want to take up the job, or whether they act proactively. You have to have this capability and identify them, and you allow them to learn, allow them to commit mistake. If with this kind of environment and they can learn and grow, definitely they can actually become part of your company as one of biggest talent that you can actually acquire. The next is quite interesting. When we go through with a lot of the people who actually partner with us, who be joined in our team, there's something that some of a group of people they would like to have. Agility. Don't mistaken agility as flexibility. Some say that flexibility is just purely because I want to work at home. I want to have the flexibility. Want to actually have the task that assigned to me. As long as I can complete it, then company will be okay with it. That's called flexibility. Okay, agility is something more than that. It's about these talents, whether they can actually adapt to your company's system, whether you can actually offer them something they can actually use to actually complete their task. For example, nowadays, I think this one is become easier and easier for us to actually implement. Whether your company is well organized, that your system can help them to actually complete their job easier than other company. Some people say that the MMC companies normally will have high agility, but actually it's not true. Sometimes you will see that a lot of people, they work for the company, they always complain that this company, there is no system, there is no agility for me to actually excel myself. I want to actually do something, I want to grow, but because due to the mismanagement, due to the messiness, or due to there is a lot of problem in their system, actually I spend more time to actually solving their internal problem rather than I grow myself. So this group of people, they have a far vision, they know what they want. If actually they are spending some time to waste their time to just actually, because your company don't have the agility to solve it, the system or the governance or maybe the framework is not right, and you don't want to solve it, then they'll feel that they are wasting their time. And this group of people, normally they can see things very accurately and actually can quickly solve the issue. So you have to actually make sure that you actually have the agility to attract those kind of people. They may say that I don't want to have a high, I'm okay with the low pay compared to the MNC. But if let's say you can actually allow me to have more time to actually solve a problem for your company, have more time to actually do more tasks for the company, or more time to contribute the thing for the company, then I would like to actually work with you, because I believe that with the agility, the founders of a company can more potentially, they can see what I contribute, right? Okay, that's the fourth of it. And the last thing is more, we call it as the empowerment, because everyone loves empowerment. Everyone loves people trust them. Everyone loves that I'm the part of the project that the company is running. So the empowerment is something like I develop a strategy and to allow the teams to work for me independently and to contribute. It means that when I actually assign the thing to you, I empower you to make a decision. Of course, the decision have to be reasonable. So, and also to actually run the project independently and put the trust on them. And when you actually assign them this, they feel that they are important. They feel they are really someone that you really trust in them. Okay, I give you one example, me myself personally, because this is the last thing that I will talk for today. I just give you an example. Like last time, I think more than 10 years ago, I was in Penang. I was working with MNC company from Japan, and during that time in Malaysia, the whole Malaysia, there's no office here. I was hired there because I was handling the sales department, but I need to report to Singapore. And you know what? Actually, because we don't have an office, they actually rented apartment. Actually, is called flat. In Malaysia, we call it flat, and work in the flat as an office in the Sri Rela apartment. I think some of the Penang people know that. Actually work in this kind of environment, very, very bad environment, don't even have a parking, and then the lift sometimes doesn't work, and then you go to the office, the internet during that time actually is not really fast enough. Sometimes you have to actually use the broadband module actually to do the connection. So that kind of environment, I start with that kind of environment. But because the Japan management, they trust me, and then they actually pass a lot of things for me to actually to create, to settle, to actually solve and create a lot of achievement in Penang. Then finally they say that, okay, it's time for us to start up a new office in Penang. You know, I'm the only one, because I'm the only staff there. So I start to actually build the office from scratch, do everything from applying the water bill, going to apply for the license, the business license, go and rent the place, start to recruiting the staff, all actually done by me alone. During that time, you'll be surprised that the salary itself is not really attractive. The environment is not really attractive. Of course, the benefits is good because it's an MNC company, just that this is too new for them to establish in Malaysia. But I still believe that is a good partnership. I learned a lot from there. I get because I believe in the empowerment they give to me, then I actually start to build from there. And even the company right now is still running very well in Penang, although I actually leave the company. So it's something that I'm proud of, but this kind of experience, I think you can't get elsewhere, because this is something that people actually assign you to do, and you actually complete it successfully, and you can actually make it become one of your credits in your future. So that's the 5 points that I would like to actually share with every one of you online and the GIC members. And I hope that this one will be very helpful for you to actually look for those talent with this we call camel strategy or camel magnet. The 5 magnet, which as a conclusion, the first one is challenge. The second one is agility. The third one is mission. The fourth one is the empowerment. And the fifth one is something that you can learn from this company. So with these 5 magnet, I would like to end the sharing with every one of you. Thank you for listening. I just read this. Okay, this is from King Walim. Which is more important, getting in talents to grow the company or controlling on the company cash flow, and stop getting in talents. Okay, basically I think this is asking which one is more important, the cash flow of a company or the getting the talents, because I believe that sometimes we still unavoidably have to get the talents to actually join the company by using the monetary to actually attract them. I believe that is no contrast, is more like the management, and we need to place the most important part of a company first come first. For example, like today, if let's say the revenue is the cash flow is something that you have to definitely survive first, then cash flow definitely is something that you must actually focusing. But if let's say that we cannot grow without getting the talents, but if no talents, then the cash flow will actually be disturbed because of the talents, then we have to actually think something wrong somewhere. There is nothing to do about the talents already. There's talking about the business planning itself. There's something wrong, because you can't actually put a high weightage on actually getting the talents, but this talent needs to take, for example, 2 years to 3 years to actually create the revenues or get the positive cash flow. So this business model itself, before you start, you have to already identify it, rather than after you run for some time, then only find out that this business is a chicken and egg story. If let's say you get the talent, you will get the revenue, but because of you don't have a revenue, you cannot get the talents. Right? So that part is the issue is larger than that already. So I believe that in this area, we need to actually balance it up. So I can't say that talent is more important. I can't say that you can actually sacrifice your cash flow.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It doesn't have a definite answer. It all depends on the planning. Also, we have to weigh the importance of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I hope that Roy has answered your question. Okay. Let's look at the question that's sent to me. Okay, I will read out the question, right? Okay, I think it is pretty difficult in Malaysia, as the industry here is still very much focusing on monetary rewards. Can you share your views on this?
Actually, I think it's very true for the traditional industry. I believe, I remember that almost 20 years back when I graduated, I remember that even myself, my friends around me, actually, when we actually get the first job, because during that time, not many people start their own business. I have a few friends that are doing very well, but most of us actually get their first job. The very common thing that we do is we always compare with each other. They say that, oh, that's why we really know the market, in a market, what kind of industry is getting the better pay. So during that time, slowly, because of if you notice that after 2010, starting there's a lot of startup in the US already, especially you see the Grab, or Malaysia Grab, or Facebook in US. You see that those startup itself actually is talking about those industry can grow quadruple times or tremendously. So starting the young people start to go forward to that direction. Even the parents you see that a lot of parents also encourage their children to actually start up their own business. So this is something like the trend that the whole career roadmap is a bit different already. So I can say that more people want to become the entrepreneurs rather than just be working for other people. And you have to also know that if let's say 30 years ago, 40 years ago, not many people during that, of course now we are richer. A lot of family actually are getting richer. So getting a salary pay for their living will not become the major factor anymore, because a lot of them, they say that if let's say I start up, no salary, but my family still can actually support me to pursue my dreams, then this salary become the maybe second or third more important thing when I want to be in this company. So this is a trend that actually happening right now. But of course, I agree with the people who actually raised up the question, is because Malaysia, of course, is always slower, but you see the trend actually start changing. I think 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that the young people start to actually look into some other thing other than monetary rewards. So we don't actually give up this area, but we still have to actually focusing on manage our monetary, like the salary, like getting some people on board. But at the same time, we start to have to get ourselves prepared to use this kind of thing to actually get some talents.
I think the new generation is totally different as compared to last time. They are more there to face challenges, and also if just now what you said, some people, they even willing to work with a low salary, even without salary, if really they find that is a company that worthwhile for them to to sacrifice or their time or to work in the company, because of just now the factors that you mentioned. Okay, let's look at the second question. Okay, to start with, our company is just a startup at seeding stage. So our product is not go to market and validated yet. How to convince the talents to be part of the team?
But I understand the question, but the founders, whether you believe in what you are doing or not, or you just start a business in the sake of starting a business and tell people I'm the boss. So you have to understand why you are in this business. If you really strongly believe that you are doing something which is attractive, you can convince yourself. Definitely, you can convince someone out there to actually be your partner. When I say the partner, be it as one of your team member, or maybe the real partner that can contribute your monetary. In terms of monetary, just now I talked about the talents, but actually some people who have the talent at the same time, they can even contribute the monetary to your company.
Correct. Okay, so I think due to the time constraint, we will go to the last question. Okay, so how to get rid of wrong talents? I think this is very good, especially for the maybe company owner. Okay, example, after we have offered them the design rewards, they are not performing as expected.
Oh, that's all the question,
Yeah.
That's always one of things that we always discuss amongst all the entrepreneurs. So just now he said that how to get rid of one, but why we want to get rid of someone? If let's say you know him, we always believe this, everyone have their own strength, unless that is because of attitude. But attitude, if I say you start off with a wrong attitude and you get him in, of course, that is another question. But if just because of they underperform, is not up to your expectation, then we have to actually look to the thing in the two different side of coins. First is maybe they don't really want to perform, so that is an attitude issue. But another area is maybe we don't guide them enough, or in another way is they're really not suitable to the task we assign to them. So that is a bit complicated when we actually assign something to the team member. We need to know what is their strength also, what is also is suitable for them. For example, if we want to discover their talents, we always have to test by using different what we call using different tasks. For example, this is talent A, our team member A. First, I assign them the task A. After the task A assigned to them, we will monitor it, keep on monitor it, and we see that they have the talent on doing the task A. We start to expand this task A, like maybe task B is related to task A. We start to groom them. So that's how we do. But back to the question is if they are not just you are mentioning not up to their standard or not up to our expectation, then we can actually start to understand maybe their talents is not there. They have some other talents. We will start to actually modify a bit of job description and assign them another task. But of course, sometimes you are actually assigned them first task cannot perform, second task they are not really doing well, third task they say they're not interested, fourth task you have to start to think whether is his problem or the management problem that we actually assign them the wrong task. So that is two different category of thing. Once we actually identify, then we can actually decide how to actually I always don't say that is get rid of it because get rid of sounds very cruel. Because I believe that if let's say they stay in the company, if this company cannot offer the task that they like, then no point they are staying here, because we also hope that they can actually groom themselves and grow better. But just that because this environment is not suitable to them, so we have to openly actually tell them what is our expectation, and we still hope that they can understand what is our expectation and they grow based on our expectation.
I think it's very much depending on either it's a attitude problem or maybe they are fit into a different, they are being assigned with maybe some task that is not suitable for them, on which they may not be able to, we may not be able to discover his talent.
Actually, I believe that there's most of the people out there who really serious about their career. Normally, it's not about their problem. It's about how they actually handle the thing. Because sometimes they're actually really good, just that they don't know how to handle the thing. So then this kind of situation, we really need to give them some guide.
Yes.
But some they already know how to handle it, just they don't like. That's why they underperform. Then we have to assign some other task for them to actually do it.
So that's we say, if even a Qian Li Ma also must meet a right border.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Roy, for your wonderful sharing for tonight.